Last year, I decided to look into some of the work prints from the Mask film and analyze which ones deserved to be included with the final cut of the film. There are still more work prints that I hadn't yet talked about, so for this video we'll be analyzing the remaining footage that we haven't looked at yet, including some extra dialogue that was cut from the movie. So let's begin with the introduction of Stanley Ipkiss, which starts after the title sequence has been shown.
You needed to see me?
Oh, Maggie, yes, I did. I do. I got those concert tickets you wanted.
You're kidding. For Friday night? Stanley, this is great.
So what time should I pick you up? I mean, we can have dinner, or we can, What?
Well, see, here's the thing. My very best girlfriend just came into town, and I know she would die to go to this. So could we maybe get an extra ticket for her?
Ooh, extra ticket. I practically had to sell my stereo to get these. They're out. They're sold out. That means there's no more.
Oh. Well, I just can't let her sit home all alone. Her fiancé just broke up with her.
Oh.
I guess I can't go.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you just go with your friend?
Stanley, I couldn't do that.
No, come on. Sure, go ahead. I'm not that crazy about concerts anyway. There's just so much music.
Stanley, you are the nicest guy. Really, you are. Yeah. Charlie, is Stanley the nicest guy?
Best.
When we're first introduced to Stanley Ipkiss, we're shown that he's a heck of a nice guy putting a lot of effort to get 2 concert tickets to take Maggie out. In the final cut, they did a fine job letting us know that most women like Maggie take advantage of his charm and kindness just so she can walk away with both tickets for her and her friend. But in the work prints, we see that it was a lot harder for Ipkiss to get a hold of those 2 tickets, which shows how much this nice guy's willing to sacrifice for a date with Maggie. They also cut some extra dialogue from Charlie, explaining why it's not gonna happen with him and her.
Oh, that was the most sickening display I've ever seen. I'm nauseous. I am actually nauseous.
I think I'm wearing her down.
Oh, come on, please. She used the N-word. Nice.
So?
So that's the female code word for eunuch.
Charlie, you are a very bitter little man.
Listen, forget nice. You know what nice gets you? Nice gets you alone in the bank while she goes off to the Bahamas with Bruno, the guy who spanks her.
They're not all like that. They can't be.
But you know what you need? You need a little change of pace. Tonight, I'm going to take you on a love safari, deep into the darkest heart of the urban jungle.
Tell me more, Buana.
Here's a scene that comes right after Ipkiss finds the mask by the bridge.
Thanks, Jamie. See you tomorrow.
Good night, doll.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Tina. It's a great performance, baby. Not as great as the one you gave at the bank, but very good.
Yeah, well, don't get used to it, Dorian. I'm not going to start running cons for you again. I'm a singer now. That's it.
Oh, you're a singer now? And she had this red-hot career going before she latched onto me.
Don't push me, Dorian. I might just take a walk I should have taken a long time ago.
I love it when she gets pissed. Come here, baby. Come here. Sit down. Yeah. Oh, come on. Nice. Take a hike. Who's gonna kiss you like Dorian Terra, huh? Come on home.
No, buddy.
That's right. So come here. Come here.
Sorry, I never get personal in front of the help.
I can see this one staying as a deleted scene rather than recommending it as part of the final cut, but since the first time we see Tina interacting with Dorian happens halfway through the movie, which is after Dorian got arrested and Tina kissed Stanley as the Mask, maybe it should have been included just to show their relationship before the Mask intervened?
Do you have any idea what time it is?
Actually, no.
Actually, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. First you wake up the entire building laughing it up with your cronies, and then you come scream. My new carpet. Well, this is coming right out of your security deposit, Ipkiss.
You know, Mrs. Penman,
What? Nothing. Well, that's what you are, Ipkiss. A big nothing.
I find this interesting as Mrs. Peenman barely got any dialogue and she was one of the main irritations that Ipkiss had to put up with at his apartment. There's another scene where she's describing to Lieutenant Calloway what the mask looked like, and it leads to a funny interaction and his next clue.
Okay, big green head the size of a pumpkin, purple zoot suit, spats. I think I know this guy. Come on, you expect me to swallow this?
Lieutenant, we just got an emergency phone call from my body shop on 67th. Some kind of assault and battery. We got a description of the perp. But
What, Doyle?
you're not gonna believe this.
Try me.
I want a proctologist standing by. You heard me. Best one you can find. We were able to get a description, Lieutenant, but it's pretty weird.
Big green head, zoot suit. Well, how did you know that?
Excuse me, Lieutenant. I'm with the Evening Star. Can you tell me what happened here?
No, and you can quote me.
Well, it looks like some sort of mob tactic.
There it is, boys. She broke the case. Come on, get these rubbernecks out of here.
Gotta go. Come on, let's go. Let's move back. Keep it back over there. Hold these guys, okay? Let's go.
The mechanics also had a little extra dialogue here. This time it was cut from Stanley's interaction while trying to pick up his car, but they give him all sorts of scammy excuses to scam Stanley into paying more for the things that don't need fixing.
What can I do for you, bub?
Yeah, I'm here for the Civic.
Oh, that kind of snot green Civic?
Well, actually, they call it Emerald Forest.
The brake drums are shot, and you need a new transmission.
What? All I wanted was an oil change.
You got 15% up front, and I'd say about maybe 17.5% in the back.
Percent of what? Brakes. You got a bad car.
I wouldn't get in that car. Would you get in that car? I wouldn't be caught dead in that car. So, sign right here and press down hard.
There's no price.
There will be.
Crap. Just a minute. Tina, what are you doing here?
Well, I heard about the robbery and I just wanted to see if you were okay.
Oh, I'm good. Really good. Excellent. Super. Can't keep a good man down. You know, I've been thinking about your situation, and I'm fairly sure that I can establish a high-interest personal checking savings account for you.
Stanley.
And, maybe help you establish credit. through our
Stanley,
friend-
stop.
What? I'm sorry.
Look, I'm not sure I'm going to have much to open an account with anymore.
What about the nightclub? I thought you were doing great.
It's not your problem. I'll be okay.
What is it?
clubs. I don't know how much longer I can stay there.
Well, there must be plenty of places you can play. Maybe even get a record deal. Huh?
It's not that simple. There's thousands of girls out there just like me.
Oh, not just like you. Come on!
You've got to have connections in this town. Nobody makes it out there on their own. Nobody.
You really believe that?
I'm glad you're okay, and I hope everything works out with the robbery.
You didn't stop by here just to see me, did you?
I like this scene. It shows that Tina wasn't looking for anyone's help to save her from her problems with Dorian. The final cut made it look like Tina was always keeping positive flirty interactions every time she was around Ipkiss. So I think this scene should have been kept with the extended dialogue so that we can see that she's not just flirting with him the entire time they meet. The same thing happens when they meet up at the park. She wasn't planning to see him, but their interaction leads to a similar discussion that wasn't just the two of them flirting.
It's kind of hard to believe it was just a garbage heap.
Yeah, it's really beautiful right around sunset. The methane emissions really pick up the colors.
Wow, they really do. All those pinks and greens.
My friend will be along here any minute. I better go.
Well, Stanley, wait.
Okay.
You know, I was thinking about what you said at the bank. And I want you to know that I really appreciate it. I mean, maybe you're right. I mean, maybe if I just believed in myself a little bit more, I wouldn't have to rely on guys like Dorian.
You mean Dorian Tyrell?
Yeah, he's, sort of my manager.
Oh, Tina. You gotta be careful of guys like that. He's a dangerous criminal.
You're really worried about me. That's sweet, Stanley.
Come on, I'm serious. Just how involved are you with this guy?
Look, this may sound a little cold to you, but I do what I have to get by.
I'm sorry, Tina.
Stanley, wait.
I'm gonna go.
You're 3 months behind in your rent. Either pony up or you're out.
Oh, please, Ray, just a couple more days.
We get a certified check by noon tomorrow, or a sheriff will escort you out of here.
But...
As you can see from this deleted scene, Peggy only had 24 hours to come up with her rent money, otherwise she'd be getting kicked out immediately. I'm a bit conflicted on whether this should have been included with the final cut, since it feels like it doesn't matter whether she needs the money or not, because if she really cared about Stanley Ipkiss, then she wouldn't have sold him out to Dorian and his men. Without this scene, we don't know if Peggy really needs the money that badly. Either way, she betrays Stanley's trust and takes the money. However, the other deleted scene that did go beyond the work prints would show us that Peggy would not be walking out of that building alive.
Where's the money from the bank? My apartment! It's in my apartment! It's very good. Now tell me, how does this mask work? Oh, I see. You need some information. Well, we'll make a little bit of a deal. First, let me down. Let you down. All right, boys, you heard the man. Let the man down. No, don't let me down. Don't let me down. This will be fine. Let's try one more time. How does this work? I don't know. You just put it on. You better be careful, huh?
Boss. You okay?
If you don't mind, I think I'll just let you guys work this out amongst yourselves.
Do you really have to leave? What a shame. You and I could have made such beautiful headlines together.
Well, thanks anyway, but that wasn't part of the deal.
You only what was coming to you, right?
Back off, Freakazoid! I wasn't born yesterday.
Would you mind dying today? A girl like you deserves to have her face plastered all over page 1.
I like that deleted scene as it not only shows us that Dorian as the Mask would make his first kill as a comedic one, but also it would show us that Peggy didn't walk away scot-free with thousands of dollars for what she did. She may have been in a very sticky situation seeing as she was about to be kicked out of her apartment, but making a deal with Dorian was only going to worsen her situation. She knew that the Mask was capable of doing unimaginable things. She saw how Stanley managed to control all the police officers and SWAT teams by making them all dance along with him, so she could have worked with him to find a better solution to her problems. But the easy solution to get a briefcase full of money would be the final case that cracks her into the front page of the news articles. But my question is, if it's a deleted scene, does it mean it still happened or not? There are a few more short dialogue scenes that weren't included with the final cut, such as Calloway interrogating Ipkiss about his pajamas.
Where were you last night, Ipkiss?
Here, mostly. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No. The brass downtown's gonna beat my butt with a splintered stick, but nothing's wrong. What do you know about this Mask character?
Mask?
Don't insult my intelligence, Ipkiss.
Milo, no!
What's with him?
That's where I keep my, cat. They don't get along.
May I see those pajamas, Mr. Ipkiss?
A man's pajama drawer isn't even safe. You know? It's like... I don't know, you know? It's like...
Wait a second. Wait a second. You smell that?
What?
Bullshit. I hate the smell of bullshit. Don't even think about leaving town.
There's also a very short take of Tina cutting Sweet Eddie after leaving the Edge City police station. Extra dialogue after Dorian sees that Ipkiss was caught trying to save everyone.
Hi, Dorian. How's it going?
Just fine. Just to show you there's no hard feelings. I'm gonna let the two of you spend the rest of your lives together. Bring them up here.
And Dorian after being escorted by Nico's men. Which, by the way, this scene was originally meant to be included after Dorian and his men were arrested at the Coco Bongo. It makes sense because they had to be bailed out of jail, and Nico says that the cops were trying to shut down the Coco Bongo Club because of Dorian's actions. I don't know if it's the director's fault here, or if it was done purposely to make it seem as if Dorian has done secret jobs without telling Nico about him.
Fuck you.
The movie is only 1 hour and 34 minutes long, so it would have been possible to include the cut dialogue from these scenes, because just like I mentioned in the previous unseen footage video, some of these should have really been included as part of an extended cut of the film, similar to the Dumb and Dumber extended version. These scenes added some extra comedic moments, we got extra dialogue on characters that had very few lines. In fact, some of them even show actors that weren't seen throughout the movie, such as Peggy's apartment manager. I can only imagine how upsetting it must be to play a minor role like that one, just to see that you wouldn't even be included in the final cut, nor would anyone even know that you had a part in such an iconic film. The quality of the work prints are at the lowest and fuzziest resolution, so there's even that chance of not even recognizing the actors who were only seen in the work prints. But aside from that, I still appreciate how the movie turned out. It's a hell of a masterpiece. Quality material at its finest. Something you would rarely, and I mean rarely, ever find in a movie nowadays. So with that said, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button to give this video a chance to grow. I'd like to thank all my Patreon supporters for their impeccable generosity. Your support means a lot to me, and you are part of the reason why I try to make the best content that I can. And if you like this content, check out the rest of my channel. You'll find more entertainment from separate franchises I like to cover, such as Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Z, Celebrity Deathmatch, Men in Black, The Mask, Batman comics, The Terminator, TMNT, Dino Crisis, Resident Evil, and more. If you're a Patreon supporter, check out my exclusive videos such as the Gantz content. And if you'd like to show your support, go to my Patreon and support the channel, which is only $1. Sacrifice that McChicken for extra quality content, my friend. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.